Hello, Mr. Banji. I'm here for the interview.
I'm sorry, who are you again?
Dad, it's me Natsish, your daughter.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry, I have so many it is hard to keep up, but I remember you are the youngest one, right?
No, it can't be that hard. I'm your only daughter.
Oh yes, that's right. You know how busy Daddy is. But anyways, what can I help you with, sweetie?
I have to do an interview for school and I have some questions for you.
Oh, anything for my favorite little girl.
Okay, sure. Let's begin. What is the name of the company you work for?
CS Restaurant Inc.
What do you guys do?
We manage and run a chain of fast food restaurants.
How many locations in the Houston area? And how many employees on average per location?
Well, we have 8 locations in Houston, 1 in Galveston, 2 in Lake Jackson, 1 in Clute and West Columbia.
Wow, that's a lot of places and employees. I'm surprised you can remember them but not your only kid. Thanks, Dad.
What was that, honey?
Oh, nothing, just asking how long you been at CS Restaurant Company?
I've been here 12 years.
Well, that's a long time. Do you enjoy your job?
Yes, very much. It's all I have ever really known and have done. I think I do a pretty decent job.
How important are written and verbal communication skills to your job and in considering potential candidates for employment?
Depending on the position, it varies. If I am hiring someone at the corporate office, then writing and verbal communication skills are extremely important. If I am hiring a restaurant employee position, I would say that the writing skills are not a requirement. I'm not really looking for someone in that position to be able to have good writing skills because it's not really needed. But don't get me wrong, I would say that every individual should definitely have strong writing and verbal communication skills though.
Typically in a 1-month period, how many resumes or applications for employment do you receive?
I may receive 1 application a day. In the summer we hire more people, especially in our Galveston location where the summers get pretty crazy and our sales almost quadruple in those months. So about 30 to 35 on average, and in the summer it may increase to 50 a month.
During an interview, what are the physical attributes of a candidate that makes them stand out the most, such as appearance, hygiene, and grooming?
Again, as I have mentioned previously, I do a lot of different hiring. There are positions in the home office and there are positions in our stores. If I am hiring someone in the office, I would like them to display proper work look. Their appearance should be sharp, and grooming is definitely important. In the office, men need to have a clean haircut and no facial hair. It would be good if you dressed like John, professionally. Women I usually do not have a problem with when it comes to hair. Well, sometimes hiring for the fast food positions I will get a few wild hairstyles. I usually do not mind as much because all our employees are required to have their hair tied back, but in the office setting it needs to be a decent normal style. Something that I really notice and bothers me is if someone has ironed their clothes. I'm an old man, and if I can get up every morning and iron my clothes, there should be no reason for someone coming in for an interview to not have done the same. I feel like this is a reflection of their home life and personality. You also don't want to look like a crazy person. I also feel like shirts need to be tucked in, and pants need to be of proper length. I don't want to see what kind of underwear you're wearing. So please don't show up looking like a loser. Like Bob here, with no pants. Also, when women come in for interviews, I do not want to see an excessive amount of skin being shown. This is not a club or a dance party. This is a professional setting where we have work that needs to be taken care of.
What are some of the important verbal skills that a candidate must display in order to do well and make a great impression?
Verbal skills in the restaurant industry are very important. The average cashier of mine may deal with over 1,000 customers in a week. They need to be able to properly greet a customer and be able to communicate with them. We all know people are super picky when it comes to their food, and sometimes customers tend to overreact. When I interview my floor employees, I ask them to tell me how they would deal with a series of situations they might find themselves in. For example, how do you deal with a customer that is yelling and screaming about their order being wrong? I get a lot of responses that the customer is always right. We all know and understand that this is not the truth. There are other ways of dealing with a customer being aggressive. Sometimes we have customers come up to me with a bunch of excuses to get free food. But you have to remember is not what you say but how you say it.
How would you describe your management philosophy?
This may sound cliché, but after being with my company for so long, my motto is, make decisions that are best for the company in the long run. I mean, there are exceptions to everything, but I try to not have any exceptions to this. It's simple, but it covers everything I stand for in my position in this company.
What are some important attributes of being a manager?
The biggest, most important one is being able to listen, not just talk, but being able to quietly listen and understand others. Another very important one is to be able to lead as an example, which can be very hard. I mean, sometimes I walk into our restaurants and I want to eat a burger and some fries. All of it is free for me, but I take the extra step to ring it up and pay for my food as an example to all my employees that this is the proper way to do it. If I am going to go eat for free, they're going to think the same way.
What would you say is one of the hardest things about being a manager?
Definitely firing employees. It is hard on me when I have to tell someone they're fired or their position in the company is no longer needed. It's not something that I do often because it's not one of my more prominent responsibilities in the company, but when I do have to do it, it's pretty hard. Sometimes it can easily ruin my whole day.
Okay, well, thanks for all the information. I really enjoyed this, and maybe we can hang out some more.
Oh sure sir, anything for my little girl. Just be sure to make an appointment with my secretary, okay honey? Thanks.
Wow. Thanks. Dad, well, I hope you guys enjoyed our presentation. Bye. Peace out, H-Town.